My name is Frank and I'm an entrepreneur.
My name is Lisa Bowie and I am an entrepreneur.
Hi, my name is Maisa Blanton and I'm the co-owner of a small business.
My name is Juan and I'm a small business owner.
My name is Ramadan, I'm a small business owner.
My name is Michelle and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Frank Chase and I am an entrepreneur.
The Neighbor Development Center really started with a lot of years put into neighborhood development on Rice Street and on Selby Avenue and along Lake Street, etc., by all sorts of organizations that were trying to revitalize their communities and really using commercial corridors as a key to that. Then in the late 80s, there was a study done in Summit University neighborhood of St. Paul that showed that about 15% of all the people in that neighborhood ran a business out of their home in really what's called the underground economy. We're thinking, wow, out of, if you have 10,000 people in the neighborhood, that's a lot of folks that are living in this neighborhood, that like living in this neighborhood, and that are entrepreneurs. And so the trick was, how do you reach them and develop their business so they could come out to the avenue, whether it's Selby Avenue or University or Rice Street or whatever it was.
My business is a 50s style diner, classic food.
My business is printing.
My wife Vanessa and I own the business, Cordova Cleaning Services.
My business is groceries.
My business is baking.
My business is Vietnamese food.
My business is natural body products. My mother handcrafts natural body products such as soaps, lotions, massage oils, bath salts.
The value of NDC is easy, and that's the fact that we're empowering our communities both economically, culturally, socially, and we're making them a better place to live, and we're using the vehicle of entrepreneurship as a tool to help us get there. Our communities are only as strong as our businesses and the people who live and work in those communities, and that's the main mission that I see NDC fulfills yearly by going out and building strong economies through strong communities.
Before I opened Andy's Garage, I had a variety of jobs, and I became an entrepreneur because I always had a dream of wanting to own my own business.
I have things, so I have, ¿cómo se dice metas? No sé. Goals, okay. And I do have goals, and that is my dream. I try to make my goals every day reality.
My dream was to open up my own bakery and to bake fresh pastries and use seasonal local products every day.
My dream was to have the most busy Vietnamese restaurant on University.
My dream was to start my own printing company or copy center or buy something existing, but I wanted to bring something new to the community.
Before I opened my grocery store, I used to work for US Bank, and then eventually I used to go part-time to school, and then I had kids. I have a baby born from me, and then I decided to try something new, maybe open my business and maybe I can have my own time.
My mother's dream was to introduce her product to the public because we as a family knew the power of the product and all of the healthy properties that were involved in it, and our customer base continues to grow.
The first real step for the entrepreneur then is to come in and take this 16-week training class that's in their neighborhood, that's typically in their language, so we do this in 5 languages. The class is 8 classroom sessions and 8 one-on-ones with their trainer.
My mother was introduced to NDC in 2000. She completed a micro-entrepreneurship class in that time. She was then introduced to a gentleman by the name of Dale White, who was unbelievable in introducing her to many facets of business owning, or being a small business owner. Avenues like marketing, advertising, financial stability, things of that nature.
The second level of our service is financing, because regardless how good their business plan is that they come out of our class with, they're not likely to be able to walk into a bank and get a bank loan.
And that's where I think we really shine, because we now have people that have been trained properly. The loan committee can see where they have mitigated a lot of their risk, and they are in a position where they can support them in terms of making a loan to help them get started. If they're in business, of course, we can look at growth types of loans.
NDC helped me by giving me a loan, and Seintel works for NDC, and he's the one that actually made it possible for me, or for us to be open right now.
I talked to another gentleman who was a small business owner. I believe he's after me coming in here, and he said there's a company that helped me called NDC, and you should contact them. I went on the website, kind of checked it out. I saw that you had to have all these credentials, a business plan, financials. I got all that stuff. So I called and I talked to them, and they said, come on in and let's see what you got. They looked over my financials, and 3 days later they called and said, we think we can help you. They asked me how much I needed. I said, well, the equipment I want is $30,000. And she said, we can do that. So I called my wife and said, they're gonna do it.
I think that the key is that they have not only the ability to get the financing, but then afterwards there's follow-up with the entrepreneur to make sure that they still receive the proper management assistance.
And so to have our staff there waiting for you, or actually walking into your store to provide all sorts of assistance, from just lending an ear to giving some general management advice, to bringing in a top shelf attorney or accountant or restaurant consultant. That's our third level, technical assistance. And then our fourth level is business incubators, where we sort of bring all this together into places like the Mercado Central and the global market. And all of these incubators are located in formerly vacant large buildings at key intersections of these commercial corridors. So they're highly visible to the community, and a lot of what we're after is really showcasing these entrepreneurs to their own community so that they can be really powerful role models.
In the beginning of opening my business, NDC helped me out with finding me an accountant to help me with all of the QuickBooks and all of the business end of the business, because being a pastry chef for 18 years, I already knew how to bake. It was the business side of things that NDC helped me out with.
At the moment when I came to the NDC, I was trying to close the deal with the other owner, and they helped me out first of all with the training and the paperwork to the purchase of the company, and finally with the loan.
NDC helped me by starting me out with the MGM leasing here at the Midtown Global Market, getting me in contact with them. And they also helped me out with the startup loan to help me buy my first round of inventory and getting me started in the right direction.
One thing that inspires me is that, number one, I get someone coming in with a high degree of motivation and enthusiasm. I rarely have ever had someone come into the class who had a lackluster attitude. They're fired up, they're ready to go, and that in turn reinvigorates me. And to have that energy level working is great, and I also have that synergy between the two of us. I think that's what really is the strongest form of inspiration for me. And then the other part is someday looking up and suddenly I find out one of the people that I train is now successful in business, and maybe they're being honored at the NDC Banquet Award as an Entrepreneur of the Year, or for other awards that the organization bestows. And to know that I had a part in working with them on this. I think every instructor, every educator feels good when they see that their students become successful.
Gosh, just love that NDC. And this wouldn't be, I mean, really, honestly, like, this wouldn't be possible, and my dream wouldn't have happened without NDC and all of their help. From Perla Mayo to the accounting, to the loan officer, to the constant support and guidance, that my dream wouldn't have been possible. So a big thanks, NDC.